to the Pyramid Science Foundation's Wednesday live stream at 1:11 p.m. We have a special guest with us today, but before we introduce her, Charlie and I have a couple of different announcements. Do you have anything you want to announce today, Charlie?
Uh, well, two things. Next week I'll be out of town, so excuse me, I won't be here for the live stream. I'll be out in New Mexico speaking at the Tesla Tech conference. And then also this Friday, I'm going to be doing a live stream with um, a group called Mysticast from England, and they are uh, involved with the Ethereum Society, which is something new to me, but it's some channeled material that actually uses radionics and free energy and so forth in their spiritual, work and healing. So I'm going to be talking about energy fields and what they do. So it's pretty fascinating. So anyway, that's it.
Okay, give me a second here. I just want to make sure that we were live, and we are live. It sounds like there's a little bit of feedback. Does somebody have something playing in the background? A little bit of feedback, maybe? Like another live feed or anything? It's a little bit. Okay. Okay, but I just have a couple different announcements, guys. The Luminaries, whoever is a member of the Luminary Club, you should have received an email from me a little while ago, just recently. So I just sent that out, part 7 of my plant pyramid experiment. It's just now plants. We have gotten rid of the pollywogs and the frogs. They were just too much to handle. They were hopping all over the place. And they just earned their freedom. So, but the plant part of it was very unintentional, but it's amazing. I'm so glad that it happened because, oh my goodness, you need to watch the video. Watch it. The Luminaries, of course, that's part of the benefits of joining the Luminary Club is you get to see it first. But the premiere of the part 7 will actually be on our YouTube channel at 3:33 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So watch for that. You can actually go in right now to our YouTube channel and sign up for that. Make sure you're signed up for our notifications and you'll get notified when that's available. But yeah, it was an amazing project for research. So I'm so glad that I did it. Also too, Charlie and I have our affiliate programs raring to go. So we have a lot of people who've already signed up and appreciate the programs immensely. When you sign up to become an affiliate, we do all the work, you get all the benefits. You know, you on your personal orders will receive 30% off. You earn 20% commission on your sales. So whoever you refer, when they place an order, you'll get 20% off that commission, off that sale. And you also get a coupon for your referral, so they get 10% off. To be utilized as well. So it's a great program. We both have separate ones. So I'll run a banner across the screen later with the links. You can go in the description below for all of our links as well. And I think that's enough for the announcements today. But let's bring on our beautiful guest, Shari Lynn. Okay. Hello, Shari. We're
Hello.
So glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I've missed you and Charlie very much. So I'm looking forward to this discussion. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Great.
Yes, it is. I think it was October was the last time that you were on. I
Yeah,
think
it was right
October.
after I'd met Charlie in Harrisburg.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'm
been a
going
while.
again. So I will be in Harrisburg again. So I hope to see you there.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So let me give you guys a little bit of information about Shari. So Shari Lynn is a gifted, insightful, visionary, and energy worker with over 35 years of study in the esoteric. She looks beautiful for 35 years of study. My goodness. A UFO contactee. Yeah, yeah. A UFO contactee and activator of higher dimensions. Shari empowers others to embrace this awakening of humanity to be ambassadors of peace and healing. Shari shares through her own experiences and work with higher dimensions to shift old paradigms to welcome the new Earth humanity. Shari Lynn is the creator of Pleiadean cosmic healing discs, which are amazing. And Shari lives in Northeast Ohio on Lake Erie, home of an exciting UFO phenomenon. And that's something we can go into as well. The UFO
Oh,
agenda thing going on now too. Oh my goodness. But Shari's website is actually listed in the description below, guys, cosmichealingdiscs.com. And she actually makes and sells these gorgeous, I have my flashlight here. I don't know if that, can you
wow.
see? It's
Ooh.
beautiful.
Yeah, you have a dichroic with an 18 karat gold Taurus with a niobium piece and a Taurus MWO antenna in it. It's it's pretty powerful, pretty packed.
Oh my goodness, it is.
Yeah, the dichroic is one of the latest additions to the discs, and it's really an amazing tool because it helps you tune into your emotional body and will help you gently to release emotional traumas if we're, what we're holding on to. And it's also very good for women, the dichroic pieces, because it will work on the hormonal body. It helps with balancing hormones. But overall, the dichroic takes you into a meditative state very quickly and easily. And they're a lot of fun. They're really beautiful to look at.
They
So,
are. And everybody, pretty much everybody in the world right now needs everything that you just talked about, especially the hormone balancing. So many people are confused about what sex they are. We know that agenda was intentional as well. The high estrogen levels in everything, our foods, the meat we eat, the water we drink, from the birth control that women are, leaving behind in the toilet. People are getting that, absorbing this extra estrogen in their skin, in their bodies, and just becoming so confused. And there's
these are
some,
tools that would help quite a bit with that. It's like everybody is in some state of suffering at the moment, and we really need to be gentle with ourselves. And what can we do to be able to bring ourselves back into center, and then be more aware of exactly what's going on in the body and where those emotions and where all of these things are landing in the physical body, and how are we responding to just the energies and everything that's going on in the world today. We know that, the food has hormones in it and God only knows what else. We've got to
mhm.
be very careful about what we're putting into our bodies. And just as much as how much is going into the body, we need to pay attention to what's happening in the field. What are we carrying? All those old, outworn, outmoded, old paradigms of thinking and ways of being it's over now. So we can go back through the lineages of our mothers and our fathers and go way back. And I've tracked it way off world, the contracts and the agreements that we've been carrying for so long throughout these lineages. And how can we, now let go of these contracts and agreements that were made, that are no longer valid. All contracts throughout all space and time are now null and void. But we also carry attachments and mechanisms and all kinds of things, throughout those contracts and agreements, throughout all lineages, even off world. So how can we be more in tune of what's going on, that doesn't really belong to us? So I think the tools are a really good way to tap into what's going on out here. You know, what are we dreaming about even, and what's going on out here, and how can we use these tools to move and direct the energy out of the field before it can land in the physical body. And
Yeah.
the more we're working in that, the more that we can tap in to what am I thinking, what am I feeling, you know, and then track those things. It's like we got to let ourselves be triggered to heal. You got to cry. You got to do the work.
Yes.
You got to go into it. And people are so afraid. It's funny. I'll like hold a Sophia disc up to people and say, it heals love trauma. And they'll like automatically like just, no, I don't want anything to do with that.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's funny, it's a lot of work to just say, I'm going to do something for myself and I'm going to heal this.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. And, I actually got out of the healing portion of my practice for others, I would say, because of that, because people just didn't want to do the work. They wanted to just continue to rely on you to do it for them. And it's nice that you can do that for people, that healers can do that for people and release them temporarily from the turmoil that they're struggling with. But that temporary release is for them to grab and empower themselves with other tools to help them get through it, because that's going to be the best way for them to overcome anything, is for them to trek through it. But like you said, those feelings, people hide from those feelings all the time, you know?
Yep, they sure do. And, it's like just the triggers alone are such a key to, where we need to go and what needs to be worked on. It's like, why did that trigger you? I mean, it's like that's a daily occurrence for a lot of people. And I think people who suffer from PTSD, it's like a daily thing. You wake up and you're aware that something could trigger you because you're carrying this anxiety with you. And it's, I think all of us have PTSD, especially now since COVID. We all need, any kind of tools that we can gather to do this work. And what's cool is, I mean, look at the community that we're all in here, the pyramid, presence in itself, and all of these people that are creating these amazing new technologies. And I'm so excited about it and what the next 2 years are going to bring, and how we can, collaborate together with these technologies. And I've got something that I can't quite talk about yet that's coming, but I'm very excited about it. And I figure we're going to gather all these scientists, because we're scientists, all of us are. We're researchers. We like to play with energy, and we know that we're empowered by this. We're empowered by all this woo-woo crazy stuff too. I absolutely love it. And so let's bring all of us together that creates these orgonite technologies, the pyramids, the chambers, anything that we can to bring all of us together. And we'll collaborate. What my hope is that we're going to collaborate to such a degree that we'll build our own starship and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah. Beam me up, Scotty. I'd love to go too. We're going on an adventure in our rocket ship.
Absolutely. It's like I feel so connected to a lot of these people that are using tools and creating tools. I feel so connected to them. And it's because I think we all come from the same starship. Like the three of us, we've all been on the same starship. So that we're here to help anchor the light, and here to help anchor a healing energy on a planet that so desperately needs it right now. And, to uplifting and empowering people is really what we need to do right now, especially, those that are us that are spiritual. We know what hell is. We go through dark nights of the soul. Instead of going to be medicated with them, we suffer for years in the energy that, is a gift. It's an actual gift of how we can evolve this energy right now. I'm all about the evolution of the archetypes and the patterns and the things that, we've created along the way. And a lot of it is just thought forms that really don't serve anyone.
Yeah. Well, it's literally where everybody's walking around in a hypnotic state, with all not only the medications, but the indoctrination in the schools that we received, the television shows that we watch, and a big part of that is, we're constantly being bombarded with things to harm us, not only in our foods and our water and stuff, but our light energy. Now they're actually getting rid of incandescent light bulbs. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Those are more natural, more of a natural sunlight type energy. These LEDs are very harmful. And that's the only thing that they're going to be offering very soon. That's what they're trying to do. So maybe you can go into that a little bit, Shari, because I'd really like to focus on how to use your tools properly and the different light energies that people will be receiving and what they can actually do for them.
Absolutely. I brought out the book, Let There Be Light. And this was Darius Dinsha. And this book is incredible. His family is carrying on making these books available, and a lot of the work that he did, they're preserving it, and it's a nonprofit organization. It's really easy to get this book, and this book is about, you know, using light to actually heal physical ailments in the body. And the color spectrum itself, okay, what do we know? We know that oxygen is blue and hydrogen is red. So blue is going to act as a sedative, a suppressant of energies, where red is going to stimulate. You know, so in this book, there's all different types of information on the spectrochrome gels, and those are specific. They're very specific. They're not so much of you know, aligning with the chakras. That's not actually so much what this book is talking about. It's not chakras, but it is about zones and meridians that are in the zones and meridians in the body. So it's really kind of interesting when you get into this work. You know, it's like I have a disc that I've made with the scarlet spectrochrome gel, and that's a really good disc to help a lady have a baby, because it's going to help
nice.
you, like, it's going to help you push that baby out. You know, it's going to,
Yeah.
and it will help harmonize, you know, the water in the body and stimulate what needs to be stimulated to be able to help you push that baby out. So it's really kind of cool that we can do that. And then if we get into like the blues and the violets, really good for thyroid. It's like such a good thing for thyroid. Anything that needs to be cooled down, inflammation in the body. Your spleen also is going to respond to, you know, the indigos and the blue energies, you know, which is something I've used on myself. And then the lymphatic system, everybody's, you know, poisons are going to like wreak havoc on the lymphatic system. And the yellow in the spectrochrome, it's so beautiful too, and it makes you really happy to look at it. That's really good for working on the lymphatic. And all you need is, like, you know, 20 minutes would be too much, I think, of holding the light onto the body through a disc. But, you know, even 10 minutes, you know, you will see a difference within 20 minutes after using the discs and the light when you're applying whatever intention that you are. Like if someone had cramps, you know, they would use that disc that you have, the dichroic, and like shine it on the body. And
Yeah.
then once that energy is in the field from the light coming through it, that's going to, yeah, see, and then yours, all you have to do is shift the disc, you know, a little bit side to side, and it changes the color in that dichroic piece. I believe that one's violet.
Yeah.
And so it's got violet. Does it have the
There's
orange or the
there's
magenta?
blues and greens in it too.
Yeah. And it's so you get a wide range of color energy through a dichroic, but it's just been such a beautiful addition to the discs. Yeah, it's so I know, it's like you can't ever oh, there you get a little range of color there. And because it's hard to see
Yeah. It's nothing like it is in
on
person
the, yeah,
on
they're
the
so
video.
pretty. And it's like, you know, well, I love working with them. And I'm not having as much time to do healing work so much with them. I'm busy making them and putting them into the hands of people. And like just for anybody who wants anything that's full spectrum, that's really working in the field like that, the Sophia full spectrum healing disc is the first one of the full spectrums that I like to say I invented it. And the technology itself comes from Hallie Deering, and she channeled this from the Pleiadians back in the 80s. But I wanted to do something. Plus I wanted to work with discs and not get a job after I closed my first brick and mortar. So this is where I really started to work with these, and I had this idea for the discs of using the gels that are in them to do chakra sets. And then just upon ordering the gels to make those particular tools, I came across this beautiful pink gel. I'm trying to remember if it has a name or not, but it was available, and I bought this specifically for the high heart, to activate the high heart. And then later on, I came across some information on this particular gel, and it actually is a 432 frequency. And
Oh,
I guess light is measured in lumens, but when they talk about the gels, that's about the I guess the frequency of light that's allowed through the gel. It's anyway, this is a high art activator. And once that full spectrum comes into the field, especially the Sophia disc, it's like getting a heart hug. You shine the light back at you and over the field. And that energy will know where to go. And then you can lay it on the body. So you wouldn't have to hold the light the entire time, but you want to move it over the field to clear negative thought forms. They open the vortexes of light in your hands. So you have light coming through your hands. You're a healer. And then when you're moving it over the disc, it just feels fabulous. It really does. It's
It
awesome.
does. It does. It feels very, I mean, I feel a lot in the upper heart area when I was using the disc, and I still have chills just from doing that briefly, you
I
know?
know it. You feel them. They come into your field, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't be going home like they go home if that wasn't true. It's so beautiful to hold this disc up to someone, and we'll both cry. you know,
Yeah, that's what it
sometimes we
feels
just
like.
need. And it's so nice because we're standing between each other, and we both have all these fields around the body. So when this tool comes in, it's the copper on the disc, when you have our fingers on it, it creates a positive and negative charge within the field. So when we have it between us, we're also going to be able to pick up how the energy will move in the field. And a lot of times I'll close my eyes and ask spirit to show me something, and that it's really powerful. And I figure when I do that too, and I'm showing people this tool and how they can use it for themselves, um, like I want them to know that what they're feeling is valid. So coming up with a message from spirit always generally confirms what they're feeling. And it's nice that I'm open enough to allow myself to cry with someone. This is serious stuff that we carry. And the number one killer of women is heart disease. So
Mhm.
this particular tool came about because I invented it for my mother, who had a very rare autoimmune disorder, scleroderma. And for her, it was in her throat, and it was really uncomfortable for her. But this just too will boost the immune system. But I also feel that any of the full spectrum discs are going to be able to do that quickly for people. I don't have one here, but we put 18 karat gold. Well, has 18 karat gold in it. And just that 18 karat gold with just the pure rainbows, with the just the rainbow material in the discs, it's so strong. It's so strong, and it will pull people right into that divine axis in their body, which is what it's a chore for us to get there, even when we're meditating. So the tools are their meditation, manifestation, and healing enhancement tools. Because we got to get ourselves out of our way, you know, but also put ourselves back in our body. So many people will lean out through their eyes, especially if they're in some emotional state. And these are the people, when they come up to you, they're like, like this is happening and that's happening. And we immediately want to close off our energy, our solar plexus, because
Yeah.
they're sliming all over us when they do
Yep.
that. So we don't want to be sliming people. So we can use these discs as a tool to help come back into the body. Because usually, if we can find where our eyes are outside of our body, you can find them. Where are my eyes? Where am I at in my energy? And you'll find them because you ask. And then you can take those eyes and bring them back and back and back until they're in your eye sockets. And then you can go behind your eyes. And then you even feel your eyes drop down into a little seat. And once your eyes are in that seat, you can move them, and you move them to the heart center. And when you're in your heart like that, you cannot be affected by people's emotional stuff that they're coming at you with. So it's like, it's a really good tool if we need, if something happens, or we're in a line of work even where you have crisis about you, a lot of emotions, really good to get back into your body, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but
People need
also,
to start tuning in. to themselves
Absolutely.
and feeling their true power.
The only way out is in. So, if we're
Yeah.
gonna heal this and bring on a new humanity, the Homo luminous, we got to do this work. But I wanted to say too, when you can move your eyes to your heart, you move it to the solar plexus, and it gives you the opportunity to be able to track other people's energy that is coming in at us. you know and that's where you also will send your own hooks. I'm worried about my cats, I'm worried about my kids. You can pull that back. You'll be able to see where you've got your feelers out. So when we
Yeah.
do that, that's a really good way to find out what's going on, close that up, clean it out, you know open it back up when you want to. And so that's at the solar plexus, but you can move it up to the higher self, the Waracocho up here. And it's just an amazing experience, because then you're really, really tapping in to your higher self. And he knows everything. So I think that the tools in because I make them, it's like I feel like that's all in here. It's part of what we can do with this, because within is how we access these higher dimensions as well. That's all within us. So, people talk about when we go to 5D, when we get to 5D, and it's right here in the heart. That's where 5D is. The Pleiadians are the keepers of the fifth dimension. So when we're in our heart center, that's where, we can't make the wrong choice, and we're she knows everything. I love to do readings as well, because our higher selves are having a conversation. And I think people are at a place right now where they really want some help and assistance in doing that. And that's what all of us are doing here today. And I'm really honored to be able to share in this experience with people right now.
Sure. Shari, would you mind repeating which one of your discs is best? I've got, between Carol and me, we have 3 new grandkids coming in the next 8 months. So that might be a good Christmas gift.
Oh, absolutely. And I can always help people too when they want to be shopping, especially for someone else. Like with kids, they're good babysitters. you know, the
Yeah.
discs are absolutely great babysitters, because any light source, you take it outside, it's amazing. You hold it up to any light and you're going to see, like, especially the points of light, you're going to see rainbows in it. And the kids absolutely love it. They'll sit and stare at it for hours. They'll look at it, and it gets their mind going. They're like, oh, wow. And then they'll see different things. They'll see aura, people's aura through the discs too. They're really good for kids. And it's like symbols too, like in some of the discs. Your Taurus symbol in your discs, Lisa, is probably the most powerful of all the symbols that go into the discs,
Oh, yeah.
because that's what we are. That's what's like, around all of us all the time. And then our heart has its own, and then we have 3 big ones going on in a body. And even how we work with our body and what we learn about our chakra systems are an evolution in itself. Like, I don't even use all the chakras the same way that as I used to. I feel that I've evolved, and I'm using the higher self, the soul star, connected to the heart, the higher heart and the heart. And then, using the second one is heart to solar plexus, sacral. Like, I go in between where they all were, and then doing the from the sacral to the heart of Pachamama, Sophia, whatever you would like. I prefer to call her Sophia. So it's like, this is all an evolution for us. And when we start to embrace it on a positive level or a personal level, we start to see how, any kind of little evolution in thought for one person, like, it affects so many. And I think that these tools are really great for bringing in just a piece to the overall well-being right now. So kids, they would make them happy.
I love that about the kids. My goodness. Could you imagine just having all the kids playing with these instead of handing them the phone? You
Yeah.
know?
And they would spend hours looking at this disc, especially if they were outside. and it's like, they come up with things when they walk up to a booth or in the store, and kids say the most amazing things. I never think of those things, and I've been talking about these tools for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they're tools to enhance anything in your life. I mean, it's simple, it's pretty, it's glass. If you drop it on concrete, you're going to break it.
Yeah.
So it's like it.
But they're not fragile. They're very sturdy. They're very strong.
They become more strong. The copper on the edge of the disc will be more strong the more you use it. And the more that you use it, the more that it remembers you. And that Taurus disc, it's an orb. It's a complete orb. And it's so amazing. And that's what, like, somebody said, what's next with the disc, Shari? And I told him, I go, maybe they'll hover.
Yeah. I'm sure they will.
I have a friend of mine who has a tool that he uses, and it works with gold, but you can connect this tool to a gold piece and it would create a physical plasma manifestation.
Wow.
And I know, and then like the disc wouldn't forget that. But I like to think that I'm kind of putting all that in there anyway. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting my actual tools onto this device, this invention, and be able to see that physical plasma manifestation. Like, you will see it. And I think that's what's next, is all of us coming together with these amazing technologies, and just the sky's the limit. That's what it's all about. So I'm very excited to be announcing soon, I would hope, about what's going to be coming here, and what we want to create.
Awesome. Well, I would just want to let you know that Fernando Vasa is actually with us right now. He's in the comments.
Oh,
He
oh
said,
my goodness.
sending love for Shari from Malaysia.
Oh my goodness.
What can you tell us about the effects of ultraviolet and fluorescent colors?
Fluorescents have been used in healing, but that's all white light. It's, fluorescence, white light. They talk about it in the Dinsha book as well. But fluorescents can make you really angry. It's not good for people to be working under them all day, and a lot of people are. I'm not comfortable with fluorescents. I'm very sensitive, and you can hear the hums and yeah, I'm not happy about working under fluorescents ever. So I don't have any where I'm at. And the LEDs, and I do not like what they're going to be doing with our beloved incandescent light bulb,
Yeah.
which is, it actually really is the most like the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, to take that away is really sad. The LED light bulbs that we're using in the house that they make look like light bulbs, yeah, I mean, I never wanted a smart house. I'm not that concerned about that type of thing in my home. And if I don't have to buy those bulbs, I won't. The discs, we use the LED flashlights with them. And the LED is being used in some cases for healing too in the body. I think, if not burns, I read something about NASA even doing something with using LED lights, but whatever. I think that, like, for the discs, it's a very white, clean, bright light and that really brings it into the field, but you can use them with candlelight even, which, we all need to be doing more ceremony. So let's bring them to a fire,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea. I prefer the sunlight with them. The sunlight is just so soothing. It's so comforting when you're just, and magical feeling. I love the sunlight anyway, but I need to get out more in it. And I'm sure a lot of us do as well when these, we're constantly stuck in our homes and our offices most of the time. But one of the things I wanted to touch on with the light spectrum was the blue light. And I know you had mentioned that the blue light in the book that you were highlighting is a healing element. And there is, I think blue light's getting kind of a bad rap now because of the blue light emitted from the computer and from the TV, but that's artificial blue light. That is when it's shining in your eyes after sunlight, after the sun goes down, it's mimicking that the sun is still out. So it's creating your body not to produce the chemicals that it needs to sleep. It's keeping you awake. It's adding more stress to your life. So that's the whole reason behind protecting yourself from blue light. But what's your opinion on the blue light?
Well, from a blue light perspective in a positive way, we know that the blue is the oxygen, and so whenever we're hurting, feeling, especially externally on the body, how can we breathe into that and find out what that is, first of all? But the blue and in the spectrum, okay, so if blue is going to suppress anything, which would be sleep, then you want to go to the opposite side of the spectrum in the light spectrum. And so if it was blue, what's on the opposite side of blue? Yellow, maybe? Like, no. But I'm saying that we want to use the opposite of what would be the negative for us. So it's like, limiting the time that we're on a computer, limiting the time that we're on our phone. And, when you're using one of my tools, the Sophia disc, it just seems like there's so much energy in just it to just have you check in, is what I'm trying to say. Like we can check in how we're being affected by these different forms of light.
Now, could you hang one in the window?
You could set it in a window. You could. And I've had some ideas to create, some other ways of bringing sunlight and the use of sunlight with the tools. So I've got some ideas, and we're always working on things. That's why I need to collaborate. That's why the collaborations are so important for all of us that are creating things. It's like, how can we do it together and bring them to another level? This one is a double-sided Sophia, okay? And it'll look like an iolite when you look through it. But it really works. It really surprised me that it actually worked. On one side, I think you can kind of pick that up. This is the pink gel side, and then this is the aquamarine gel side. And which is really cool. So if I was to shine the light on the pink side facing me, if it was to come into your field, you would be experiencing the original Sophia disc, which is activating the high heart, lifting depression, and boosting the immune system. Then when we turn it around and I shine the light at the blue side towards you, this is the aquamarine, good for relieving stress and anxiety. But what we learned about this aquamarine Sophia is that it activates the opposite side of the high heart, your wing chakra. So when we use the blue aquamarine into the field, it's activating those chakras, the wheels, they start to spin. And that's why we'll like suck our breath in when we're doing stuff like that. It's because our chakras start to move. So we found that the aquamarine, the blue Sophia, activates the wing chakra. And I see people's wings pop out of their backs all the time. And it's absolutely beautiful. And it's always some kind of confirmation. And the wings they'll talk to me and they'll tell me what's going on. And it's such a beautiful experience to do that. And I'd been able to do that before I even created this disc. Working with my friend and traveling around at shows with him, he always sold very high energy jewelry pieces and still does, my friend Digby. And the crystals that in the pendants, I would put them on people and see their wings pop out of their back. It's such a beautiful experience. I've seen all different types of wings too. Dragonfly wings, bat wings. I had a girl recently who appeared as a griffin in front of me, which was really fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's nice for me to be able to connect with people on this level. And then they're really feeling it and they're bringing the discs with them and they're turning their friends and their family onto them. You can use them on your animals. It's like, there's no limit. There's nothing, they're a fun, beautiful, powerful, portable tool.
Yeah, so anybody, if you guys want to try Shari's Pleiadean Cosmic Healing Discs, the link is going across the screen at the bottom right now. The link's in the description below as well. Go on her website, check it out. She is there to help you too. Like she said, she helps people pick out the ones that they need. But they are an amazing tool, and especially to use in combination with your pyramids. If you have a pyramid outside, that's what I was thinking, figuring out a way to kind of hang them, kind of like
No, I have the perfect idea,
prisms.
Lisa. I have the perfect
Really?
idea. Yeah, set them in organite, your organite pyramids. And we could do this together. And it's like, I think if you were to put them inside the pyramid, like at an angle,
Yeah.
and have them at the top of your pyramid,
Yeah.
and it would be amazing. And
With
all
a
we need
light
is
on it.
the light source, or if you've got it outside in the sunlight, it's
Well, you know
amazing.
what I was thinking too? Let me turn this camera around. I want to show you my pyramid. Okay, so right
Wow.
here's my meditation pyramid, and that platform that sits about a foot down, that's the Apex Amplifier platform. I was thinking of making a hole in the center, the size of your discs, laying the disc on that flat and putting a light on the top of that. So it's actually shining on your head while you're meditating in the meditation chair. Right on, you know what I
Amazing.
mean?
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty powerful.
it would be a download chamber.
Yeah.
It's like you step in there, like, well, who are you wanting to like talk to? It's like I love to, and I really identify with Andromedan, Pleiadean, and Arcturian energy. That's really what I'm working with, and it's so fun to experience that through the dimensions. The Pleiadians are the heart center. The seventh dimension is the Andromedans are the keepers. And that's where I believe I come from. And the seventh dimension is the galactic highways of light, where the light codes from the eighth dimension are sent down to where then they create the 6D, the sixth dimension patterns that then they bypass the fourth and the fifth and automatically manifest here in the third dimension. So all that stuff is in the disc. That's what I'm doing. And that's why we're coming together at this time, Lisa, to create these tools that are going to go into a chamber, like a healing chamber, like say the Vocahedron. The
Oh,
Vocahedron,
yeah.
yes. And so that's why we're coming together right now. And it's going to be happening soon. I'm going to be reaching out to more people. I know that I'm going to be doing more shows. Even though we have a brick and mortar, I still think it's very important to go and connect with people in this field. And I'm open to do so much more. I was going to go to Las Vegas in November, and I'm not able to make it. So there's a lot of people involved with an upcoming show in Las Vegas, Stairway to the Stars. I just feel like the grids and the things like that Adrian are looking to create through that event is really powerful. So I can't be there, but I'm going to, I know I'm going to be represented at the show with the discs. A friend of mine will be there. So I believe that we're all gathering and we're all on this grid of light and beauty that's going to assist and help humanity at this time.
I definitely miss that connection with going to the shows, the expos, and connecting with all the people that are looking for alternative ways to help them empower themselves and heal.
Well, come on back, Lisa. We'll do it together.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it,
Definitely. Mm-hmm. That's what Shari Lynn and I actually met going to the Global Pyramid Conference. So it was probably like 7 years ago, I think, at this point, right?
Oh, I think it was 2018 that we went. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wow.
it was a little while ago.
I know, it's like since the after COVID, the AC time that we're in, I'm like I don't even stress over not being able to know how many years ago it was.
Yeah. But I would definitely. I've mentioned that to Charlie a couple of times. I'd definitely like to get back into that. Speaking to people there as well, and you just make so many awesome connections.
And we mamas, we got to be dropping that wisdom. We've got it. So it's got it. And that was another reason why I really wanted to open a brick and mortar in my hometown, is just so that I can connect with people and, show them that, everybody in town knows me basically. And it's like, oh, it's Shari, she's back, and they know who I am. And it's like, they love the woo woo. And it's like, people are really starting to understand, what it is and how, what I'm contributing to the community is just going to help it grow. And I'm happy to be where I'm at in my hometown, in my mother's home. And so I'm very happy to be able to, travel and spread the light.
Yeah. And it's a good tool for intuition as well, to learn to tap into your intuition, that inner knowing that we all have. And I think just the past few years, a lot of people in the spiritual community has actually questioned on trusting their intuition or not, because they feel they've received, I think, the wrong messages and have made the wrong choices over the past couple of years. And I think something like this is an intentional tool to get things back on track. It's going to help tune you in.
And like with this tool, like I said, you intuitively and empathically pick up the energy as it moves through people's fields, and it's like, start giving messages with them. I mean, that's in the last few years, that's really where I've leaned into when connecting with people about the discs. It's like, how can I confirm what they feel too? Because when the tool comes up, they will feel it move in their field, and they'll not know what that was. And then I'll tell them exactly how the energy moved through the field. It's like, I felt it arc right around your body and it came up through your heart, and now it's like, it's grounded, and they'll feel it, they already had. So it's, enhancing one's intuition is about confirmation, and then getting out of your way and allowing spirit to work with you. It's such a beautiful opportunity to be able to do that. And, we know the Schumann resonance, some of us follow that really close. I'm not a huge Schumann follower girl, but knowing that what that increase in energy on the planet is right now, we're all being affected, but let's be empowered by the energy, excuse me, that's coming up. It's like, let's empower ourselves, because we are incarnated at one of the most amazing times to be incarnated. And just on the outside, we need to really help the kids. We need to help the kids come together and realize that they're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with them. Let's tap in and see how you feel when you're in your body.
Exactly.
Know what your body is. It's like, I love being a woman. I absolutely love my uterus. It's like,
yeah.
very many long conversations with her, and it's like embracing those things and the changes that happen in our lives. Like, women are constantly under some type of other energy, be it your hormonal energy, everything. It's like
a juggling act. It really is. You could go from here to there, from fire to water in a second,
up, down, and all around.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad? I don't know. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So it's like, it's really good. It's really good to like come on back inside and know who you are. And, the body has to happen first. We don't always like what's going on with the body, so, what can we find out and then move ahead? It's like, I'll call her a customer client that I have that is really using the tools to another level, because she came off of pharmaceuticals that she was taking for the last 15, 20 years, taking these suppressants or enhancements, and it like totally will throw your energy off. It's like, you don't know how to get back in touch with your body. And the more that we do that, the less time we're going to feel like we need obsessing over something, and then, ultimately going to a doctor. It's like, it's time to bring our own healing and our own peace and our own well-being into our own hands. And it's like,
yes.
Go right.
It's dire right now. Mm-hmm. Yes, because, obviously there's something going on in the world, something bigger that all of us, even the ones who think we know, we don't know what's going on truly, but there's obviously something bad going on. A lot of people, and I feel it, that it's going to get worse before it gets better. What if we are cut off from all of our needs, all of our requirements to live? What if not like the electricity and stuff, but like the pharmaceuticals, all these people who are dependent on pharmaceuticals to live, these kids that are transitioning that will have to rely on hormones the rest of their lives to live. What happens if you can't get that stuff anymore?
And how easy it is to create that type of disruption in people's lives with, it's just, think about it. We've got to be in control. We've got to be ready. We've got to be prepared. And it's time. And this is why we incarnated.
Yeah. Exactly.
Shari, have you done any research on this topic? Are people able to get off of, say, certain medications by using the discs, or have you had any experiences like that?
I have, with them working on just that, getting off of medications. I can't say in place of, but my hope to even inventing them is to, do away with the use of pharmaceuticals. And I think I even put that on the Sophia card. I think I actually mentioned that.
Okay.
Is that, it's my hope, my prayer to do away with the use of pharmaceuticals.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We definitely have to go back inside, but tune into our own power, I like to say.
Absolutely.
Let me see if we have any other questions real quick. Mickey would like to know, where did you get that book, Let There Be Light? Where can she get one?
It's very easy. If you just Google it, it comes right up. The nonprofit is still run by his son. So it's his family that's working, to preserve his work. I mean, they put him on trial because he was healing people of burns, and they called him a quack. It was horrible. And there's excerpts in the book about of the trial itself,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. And I love to be at the shows, and it's like, you got a limited amount of time to talk to people when you're there, but it's like so much can happen, coming to the booth, the store, where all the discs are out and we can start playing with the different energies in the discs. And it's like, give yourself some credit. You are an energetic, multidimensional being, and you are a powerful conscious creator, and you are sent here to do great deeds. So it's like, if you can tap into the fact that the energy moves in your field the way that it does, look how powerful we are to manifest. I mean, I consider myself to be a master manifester. And for that, I am so grateful. I believe my cat reincarnated, only took him 9 months.
Yep.
It's like, be empowered and move away from the emotions of what is designed to plummet us. No guilt, no shame, no pity, no blame is my, one of my lessons of this year, is to move away from the guilt and shame. It doesn't serve you in any way. And if people could just get centered and say, does this serve me to feel, to think, or to be this way?
Yeah. And, one thing that helped me get over a lot of emotional trauma was realizing, once I got into spirituality, that, everybody we reincarnate with is part of our spiritual team, and they helped us design the lessons that we wanted to learn in this lifetime. And the lessons that were going to be the hardest for us, the ones who loved us the most in our group, stepped forward and said, I'll help teach you that. I want to make sure that you learn that lesson. I know it's going to be a hard one, but I'll help teach you that. And so the people that hurt us the most in this lifetime are usually the ones that love us the most in our spirit group.
And let's look at this. Excellent what you said. And let's look at this. What's going on in this planet right now? And that's affecting all of us. And it takes strength to be able to stand in opposition of what is going on. And it's like, I'm one of those realists. I'm one of those, conspiracy realists. And it's very important for us to take care of ourselves with the things that we're witnessing on the planet. And we have to come together about that. We really do. The trafficking, and
yes,
but it's even much more heinous. It's more,
then anybody knows. I mean,
It's unfathomable how heinous
and a
some
lot
of
of
the
people,
acts that are
well,
going on with children on this planet actually are.
yeah, and a lot of people, I see comments about that all the time. I don't want to watch, Sound of Freedom or Cages because I don't know if my
Because
heart can take it,
yeah, they
you
get
know?
triggered, and
Well,
that's that, and like that's where you got to go. You got to
exactly.
feel it to heal it, and you
Just what do you think those kids are feeling? It's going to be way
exactly.
less,
That is where
painful for you than for those children that are suffering. So please
this is
take that
where
leap.
that very issue is where true empathy comes in.
Hmm.
And it's like true empathy would mean that, like, take your imagination to the plight of our mother, Sophia herself, the planet, the multi-armed galactic animal goddess that she is, that wanted to, they had this experiment to create life, and did so by gathering the codes from the pleroma, the aeon god goddess connection, and boom, like she descended and gathered mass and became the planet itself. And then when we have so much pain and sickness and hurt going on here, we need to be we have empathy, true empathy for her and her plight, because we are, I believe, in Sophia's correction. And it happened, I want to say, around 2013. I used to remember the date, and I don't remember the date exactly anymore. I had it down to when we went into Sophia's correction. And her correction, they John Lamb Lash is the one. I loved his work on the Sophian myth. So I would recommend anybody checking out John Lamb Lash in the Lisa Harrison interview he did years ago, because he talks about uh, how the planet and Sophia, and how she created everything. So my point is that now that we are in Sophia's correction, okay, how we know that we truly are, and this is beautiful, we're calling out the psychopaths. The calling out of the psychopaths is all confirmation that we are in Sophia's correction. And in my personal experience and journey with studying these different, theories, um, is that the more that we understand that there is something greater than us too, that we're so connected to, it's like everything that happens throughout our experience is just a really beautiful tool. And it's never good and it's never bad if we would lean out of duality, the idea of duality. That's a 3D construct. Duality is good, bad. And we start to look at the fact that everything is the soul's experience. We're here for the soul's experience. And it's everything that we do is for the highest evolutionary growth of the soul.
Hmm.
So it's really beautiful, an opportunity to work on actually helping souls evolve at this time. And it would eradicate and even if an energy that doesn't serve us in humanity anymore, which there's lots of those, it may exist, but it doesn't have to exist in what we're creating. And I think that the hope of everyone that these issues can be resolved, and then they worry that they can't be. I'm very optimistic and know that I reincarnated right now to help see the freeing of humanity. So in believing in the hearts of man, and leaning into the true empathy and forgiveness and being grateful is about love. And that's the energy that we need for ourselves at this time. But I also like within the Gnostic information, eliminate social evil and destroy the enemies of life. And that is so important because we are love, but love didn't get us into the mess that this planet is in right now. And
Hmm.
love's not going to get us out.
Exactly. We are all, humans are the most destructive species on the planet. And I think we all came to that realization that we are all human, you know?
And
So
well,
we could be just as,
not everybody here on this planet though is.
well, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a human, there are a lot of humans that have done a lot of evil things. And if you're a human, you have those same underlying
Yes.
possibilities, you know.
And
There's
that
also,
connection.
the social, the whole connection. So it's scary. And I think some people don't want to step into what's really going on in the world because they're deep down inside, they know that that's the lesson that they came here to learn, and it's going to be a hard one. You know, there's so many people that, you know, for the MK Ultra, you know, programming and the past, they've been sexually molested their whole entire lives, but they've been hypnotized to not remember any of it. And then all of a sudden you hit a certain keyword, hear a keyword, or reach a certain point in your life, like in your 30s, and all the memories come flashing back. And I think deep down, some people are very scared of that happening to them, you know, so they're kind of just steering away from the trafficking and things like that because of that. But we need to step into that. We need to awaken, you know, not to all this stupid shit that's happening around the planet. It's all smoke and mirrors for the most part. It is a show, you know, things are so ridiculous, but we definitely need to feel the feelings. I think that's the most powerful thing that we can do right now. Feel the feelings and transmute them and
If it's
learn from
broken,
them.
if it's broken, let's fix it. You know, and that would
Yeah.
mean us. It's like I see it as like we carry it so closely, like things that are growing on in our communities. You know, lawns aren't getting mowed, things aren't happening, and it looks very depressed. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like, what can we do to even just start to change our perspective? Because everything is perspective. And you know, when you know, allow yourself to lean into like possibilities instead of wanting to feel so safe, because we're always safe, you know, but people will, you know, keep from doing things or engaging in things because it's just not comfortable for them. And that's
Yeah.
okay. But I think, you know, we've got to really look at what if something happens, like you were saying before about, you know, all of our reserves are gone. What are we going to do? How are we going to treat each other? You know, and it's like, you know, those scenarios, we're going to be able to maneuver those a whole lot better when we know what we're connected to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, time is almost up here. I don't see any questions, but I did want to read a comment from Whitney Seibert. She said, "Love your pyramid topper, and the discs. Thank you all for what you do." So thank you, Whitney. We
Aw.
really appreciate that. And then, Charlie, do you have any last questions for Shari?
Well, I just want Shari to for my benefit too, because I want to go get some of her discs. Tell us where to go, and if we have questions, how we can possibly get in touch with you.
Well, there is a website for the discs. It's Cosmic Healing Discs, and it's discs with a C.
I have it
And
at the
right,
bottom of the screen.
oh, thank you. And then, like right now, if you go and order off the website, there's a code, and it would be the word light in all capitals, and you can save 15% off your order right now.
Awesome.
Light.
And
Okay.
I do have a brick and mortar now, and I am still traveling and doing shows, and I'm very open to, you know, talk to everybody if they have concerns for themselves and what might be best for them. I don't think they can pick the wrong disc if they're going to look at discs. But I am available. If you need to talk to me or anything, you can find my personal number on the website as well.
Okay. Good.
And if you have any discs that you've had and you're not using them, you know, reach out to me. How can I, you know, get that disc back in your hand, you
Okay.
know? So yeah, I'll be traveling and I'm around. I'm available for people and want to collaborate. Lisa, you and I are going to be talking about getting the discs for your tools as well, and just make these
Okay.
ascension chambers.
That's a
Yes, that
great
sounds
idea.
amazing. And we're
Yeah.
so excited to hear about your big project that you're working on as well.
It's coming. I mean, I already feel all the etheric energy pulling us in that direction, and it's going to be really beautiful for all of us. It really will.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, lots of love to you, Shari. Thank you so much for being with us
Yes.
again, and we'll
Thank you
have you
very
back
much.
on soon. And everybody, thank you for watching. For those who were watching on Facebook Live, we just started streaming on Facebook. and it's been popping on and off. So if you miss some of the show, please go to YouTube or Rumble because they're both going to be on there for later viewing. But thanks so much, everybody. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
I thank you all so much.
All
Peace
right.
and love.